Hey guys, so we're gonna do a little dog park chat today. A lot of people in my video the other day when I said like I'm completely changing my diet, and that video said that like I'm gonna die if I go salt-free because our body needs sodium and it's really dangerous, and especially like here in Tucson with the heat and all that kind of stuff, like people are just like, you're gonna die, Hannah, and it's just very dangerous and you shouldn't be, you know, telling people to do this. But the doctors that I like researched and the people that I looked into when I started thinking about this are so knowledgeable on the subject. Dr. Alan Goldhammer, he runs True North Health Center in Santa Rosa, California. There's obviously Dr. McDougall, Dr. Doug Lisle. Lots of doctors promote a salt-free or very low sodium diet. But I just wanted to talk about how much salt our body actually needs every single day, and I did a little bit of chronometer graphs here for you guys. So like in a typical day, eating this way, I eat like 3 or 4 cups of greens, maybe some celery, some carrots, some broccoli, something like that. Then I'll have like half of an avocado, some brown rice, what else? Beans, corn, lemon juice, stuff like that. And I get every single day, I've been tracking it, at least 500 milligrams of sodium a day. If you were to eat like a full-on fruitarian diet, which is why I kind of had Derek here, because he has experience doing this. So if you were to eat, you know, a very high fruit diet where you're eating like 10 bananas, 10 dates, watermelon, mango, and you're not eating like any greens or any vegetables or anything like that, you would have a very low sodium content per day. So about like 1 or 5% of what you would get eating a more starch-based, vegetable dense, green dense diet. So you don't, the thing is, like, a lot of people were saying like, well, you need salt to survive. And it's funny because it's like people think that Mother Nature is like so flawed that, you know, it would make us seek out salt in these like salt, what are they, salt licks or whatever, and like what, somehow chop away at it and carry it with us everywhere we go and like sprinkle it on our food. Like that is not necessary. There's sodium in every single vegetable, every single whole plant food. Like we don't need to add it to our foods.
We've acquired a taste for salt in order to seek out foods like potatoes, like rice, like beans, as opposed to trying to eat foliage and foods like that that don't really have any sodium content in it. It's just that the amount of sodium that we need to eat is a lot less than what most people actually eat. So that's where the problem, so that's where I think most people are confused. It's like, well, I need to eat so many milligrams of sodium per day, and like the actual number that you need is considerably less, because I think you calculated that you can get 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium per day just by eating a basic low-fat starch-based diet without any added sodium. And
not like, you know, 3,000 or 4,000 calories either, just like 2,000 calories. You don't need to eat like some crazy amount of anything.
Yeah.
And like Derek was saying, we have certain tastes for certain reasons, because certain tastes, like sweet tastes, have different nutrients. You know, obviously something that's very sweet and citrusy has more vitamin C than something that is like salty, like greens and celery. Like greens and celery are very salty if you don't eat them like on a regular basis. Like the more that I eat this way, the more that I'm just like, greens actually are very salty, and so is celery. So I just wanted to have Derek tell you guys his experience, because he actually lived with Ted Carr for what, 3 months?
Well, I lived with him for a number of months, probably 6 or 7 months. But during that time I did, because he's like a raw fruitarian, like to the nth degree. He lives and breathes that kind of stuff.
Did he eat greens then? Because I remember you guys making like really big salad.
Yeah. We ate lots of greens, and so for about 3 months I ate essentially 100% raw diet. And I was exercising a lot, and my sodium intake would have been like essentially nothing.
Well, you would have had probably like
it would have been very low, like probably under 100 to 200 milligrams or so.
What would you eat on a typical day?
Lots of bananas, lots of sugar, lots of dates, and then I'd usually have a big salad at night that would have dates, mangoes, green onions, like avocado in it. So it was essentially like a really, really high fruit diet with a big salad at night. And I did that for a considerable amount of time, and I did actually get really, really thin. It was the thinnest that I'd ever been. I was like under 150 pounds.
We'll show a picture. He was like scary,
100, I was like 145 to 150 pounds. Now I stay at about 160 pounds. So imagine me with like another 10 pounds off, and I'm already like quite lean as it is.
We'll show the picture.
So I was really, really lean, and I was really fast on the bike.
You were like the fittest you've ever been. You were exercising
a lot.
So
Yeah.
it's not like, did you feel good?
Yeah, I felt great. I just found it very hard to do an all raw diet for such a long, like just to do an all raw diet. Like it just wasn't, I was always hungry. I could never get enough calories, right? And that's something that a lot of people realize when they're eating an all raw diet, but I was still eating very, very low sodium, and I was still doing just fine. Like I didn't feel like I needed to add any type of salt to my diet.
So I'm actually gonna link a few videos below, because like Dr. Doug Lisle has a video where he goes into talking about how the body naturally will always go to its natural weight when you eat, you know, our natural diet. So when you eat a diet that doesn't have processed sugar, oils, salt, and it's just a whole foods plant-based diet. But he talks about, because a lot of people ask like, well, you know, how am I gonna lose weight if I'm eating as much as I want? And he actually talks about how our body dials down our hunger drive, because it's not natural for us to be overweight, and our body, it's not in the best interest of our health and our species.
Yeah, and for the reproductive purposes. So overweight people are much less likely to pass on their genes if they're overweight, because they're not deemed as healthful and attractive as somebody who is thinner. And that's something that's in our DNA. Like that's not something that's just not being shallow. That's literally like
that's why people find thinner, fitter, healthier looking people more attractive, because it's just the way, like we don't want to breed with people who have disease or look unhealthy, because that's just the way that we are programmed. We want to pass on our genes to somebody who is going to be able to carry them on, you know?
Yeah.
So he actually goes into a lot about how our body will naturally dial down its hunger drive, which I feel like I have kind of experienced, because I don't know, it's just when you eat very bland foods, you really do appreciate like the actual flavors of like greens and celery and broccoli, and there's nothing to like flavor them with except for herbs and spices. So it's like you cannot emotionally eat when you eat this way. It's impossible. Like nobody is going to emotionally eat 6 pounds of carrots or like whatever, right?
A pound of potatoes or
it's just not
a
pound of bland potatoes. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
So there's so much that he goes into in these videos, and it really opened both our eyes. We were like just looking for more videos to watch on him. He's such an intelligent speaker and person, and he's a psychologist, and even Dr. Alan Goldhammer, like they're just incredible people. And what they do at True North Health Center, like they help so many people overcome disease naturally, cancer, like all types of ailments and stuff. So I'll post a bunch of links below, but if you guys want, I can start doing what I ate today videos every day, and you know, show you guys how I'm gonna like get through this. But
yeah,
it's not, like I said in my last video, it's not that I'm never ever gonna eat salt again, because it's like obviously we are going to,
I got it.
We are going to like go out to eat and go on trips and stuff like that, and I don't think that it's necessary to like never ever eat it ever again, because obviously we live in a modern world. But 99% of my diet will be salt-free.
Yeah. Am I gonna do it? Probably not like as strict as Hannah, because it's more so like I don't have an issue like with how much I weigh or anything like that. Like I'm good.
And someone asked me like, oh, is this for weight loss? Like, and then somebody else is like, she'll never admit it if it is. I'm still like 20 to 25 pounds over my body's like ideal weight, and it's like I want to look the way that I want to look. Like I want to look very fit and healthy and lean. I don't want to have to calorie restrict or do anything crazy to like get there. Like I just want to find the most natural way to get to the best health and be able to like inform you guys and show you guys how I did things. And it was very easy for me to get to the weight that I am just eating salt and changing my diet, but it was obviously a drastic change that I had from being like an alcoholic and eating a standard American diet to eating a very starch-based, low-fat, plant-based diet. It's just, that was really easy for me because like we're both totally addicted to salt. Like you guys have no idea.
Salt is great. What can I say?
And somebody asked like, why don't you just lower it? I'm very all or nothing. Like I'm not, like you wouldn't tell an alcoholic to just like, why don't you just have one drink a day? It's like, it's just gonna, if I have a little bit of salt, I'm just gonna wanna eat more and more and more. So it's just like, I'm just gonna cut it all out and do an experiment and let you guys see what happens, you know? So I just wanted to talk about that and have Derek share his experience because it's not unhealthy to eat a salt-free diet. If you do it in the right way and you're like not, you know, exercising 9 hours a day and like doing crazy stuff and drinking a bunch of caffeine, like you'll be fine.
Nature like really didn't screw it up, right? So if you're just eating whole natural foods, like you shouldn't develop deficiencies or have major health issues as a result of just eating whole natural foods.
And you shouldn't have a weight problem if you're eating our natural diet either.
Yeah, that too as well. So
you have anything else to say?
I have nothing else to say.
All right.
Now. For another video, I will have more to say.
All right. We'll have a chat with Derek and his nutritional thoughts every week. Let us know if you like this idea.
D-Man chat.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.